So if your expenses are equal to your revenue, like they are for a lot of people, then you have no income. You have revenue, but you don't have income. And income is what allows you to build wealth. If you look at an accounting statement, all the income goes into retained earnings, and which is basically kind of the wealth and the equity value, the net worth of the company. So if you don't ever have a surplus between what you make and what you spend, it's very, very hard to build wealth. So make sure you get in a position where you have some type of surplus. Um, sometimes debt can help with that. I've seen people, for example, in the Prime program who did get like a HELOC and go and buy, some shares of a company that's going to make them money because they're selling the options or whatever. And then next thing you know, they have a surplus and they're able to make enough money where they can go back and make those interest payments on the debt. And they've got this extra cash flow coming in. So most companies in the stock market are valued based on this concept called free cash flow. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. Like, do you have free cash flow? And if your bills match your expenses, or sorry, if your bills match your income, then you don't have free cash flow, which means you're kind of on this treadmill where all you're doing is it's like eating Mexican food, when they say it goes right through you, you're eating just so you can like drop it out. And then you just got to keep on eating to just stay alive. You got to keep financially eating. You got to keep bringing money into the house just for survival, as opposed to bringing money in the house to have a surplus, which ultimately builds up a stock of wealth and resources such that you don't have to go to work anymore. You understand? So I don't want you to eat Mexican food. I want you to go in a healthier direction. Right. So let's eat together. All right. EAT, Economic Awareness Training. How cool is that? I love those great acronyms. All right. So let's see. Randall, I won't have the recommended amount between 5K and 10K to start trading options until February next year. Will your options class still be available next year? Yeah, I mean, I expect it to be. I mean, we've been doing options for a while, and we have some basic stuff if you want to just start with the basics. So don't think that the Prime program is the only way to learn options. Prime allows you to have access to everything, right? That's kind of a premium thing where we do the selling of options, but we also do everything from credit spreads to straddle strangles, condors, or whatever you want to learn, right? But then there's like a basic options class. If you go to the blackbusinessschool.com, theblackbusinessschool.com, you can see what that looks like and decide what works for you. So we have a lot of stuff there. Let's see. Any spots left for the VIP stock options consultation at 7 p.m. tonight? Yes, we do. I think we have a space. I'm not sure, but you can check. Email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com, and they can help you. Do I provide one-on-one consulting? I do. I only have limited slots for that. And so what we decided to also do was we did create the first mastermind where basically for those of you that really want help, they really have a capital base and kind of are trying to do some higher level type moves, maybe 30,000 to 50,000 as a capital base. That is something you can apply for, but it also requires not just for you to have the capital, but also to have a certain level of knowledge and training. So we would have to train you and make sure that you understand everything that's going on so you can really kind of make the moves you want to make. And so if you're interested in applying, just email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. They can connect you with Chanel and you can apply. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com. And the reason that and where that comes from is actually if you go into our kids program, one thing that I was mentioning to you that the way to train your kids economically and get them ready for the future is what we call the KID model. The KID model stands for knowledge, investment, and discipline. So if you have those three things, you could be rich, right? So knowledge means that I understand the basics of how wealth works and where money is, and my economic awareness is at a certain level, and my training is at a certain level. Investment means that once I have the knowledge, I have something I can apply it with, right? It's like if I train you how to play football, I got to give you a football, right? So a lot of our kids may know what to do, but if you know what to do and you don't have anything to do it with, then you're going to have to go become someone's economic babysitter. You're going to be, so you know all this stuff about wealth, but you have no wealth, you have no money, you have no resources, you have no capital base. So then what happens is you end up going to work for someone that does have a capital base and they say, I'll pay you a salary to manage my assets, or I'll pay you money to manage my restaurant, or I'll pay you money to manage my real estate. And one of the things that I think Black people have to be aware of is how historically we have been positioned to be the economic babysitters for other people. That's what we are. Just like we used to babysit their kids and nurse their babies and all that stuff. We do the same thing financially. We nurse other people's businesses. And so we pour our lives into things. We get worn out. We work until we die, and we have nothing to show for it. We have no assets, no nothing, built off that, because most black college graduates are going to die with a negative net worth. Right? Like process that. Think about this. You have millions of people in our community who got the bachelor's degrees, the master's degrees, the PhDs, and the law degrees, busted their butts for many years, didn't, did what they were supposed to do, worked really hard at a job, and their net worth is less than a newborn baby. There are newborn babies being born in the hospital right now that have a higher net worth than a lot of our college graduates. 55-year-old college graduates have a lower net worth than a newborn baby. It's not supposed to be like that, right? And a lot of what the reason that that happens is because your economic awareness is kept very, very low. This is why I decided to do economic awareness training, because I said, okay, if we are aware of what's going on, that's that first step to actually solving the problem. Okay. So, anyway, it's the KID model, KID, knowledge, investment, discipline. You do that for your child, they're going to be very wealthy. All right. So, anyway, one thing I want to mention too is if some of you are asking about our kids program, yeah, that's at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. And actually, we have something. I think that my marketing manager mentioned we have something that you can pick up for free for your kids. If you go to be1millionaires.com, be the number one millionaires.com. I don't know what it is. I don't know what she offered. I know she gave something there. So if you want to go pick up something free, just go to be1millionaires.com, and there should be something there. All right. So a few more questions. How do stock options play into taxes? Carolyn, it's really income. If you have a short-term capital gain and you receive income, there's a certain tax rate you pay. If it's a long-term capital gain and you receive income, there's a lower tax that you pay. And tax management strategy. Again, I'm not a tax specialist, but that is something that is important to consider, because if you make money, Uncle Sam's always going to want their cut. Let's see. Eunice says, will there be a shuttle from the airport to the convention this summer? We can work on that, Eunice. I'm going to look into that. I don't know if this hotel has a shuttle. Actually, let me text um, Charlene, the event planner, to see. Let's see. Is there a shuttle to the airport from the convention? Okay. And I should say Eunice wants to know. So I just literally text the event planner for you, Eunice. So just ask me that question later and I'll get you an answer. And the convention is October 25th through the 27th in Lombard, Illinois, right outside Chicago. It's at the Westin. It's a very fancy, nice hotel, but it does not cost much. I think we got them to drop the price to like $150 a night. We encourage you to bring your family and friends. We challenge you to do that, because building wealth and being great is much more fun when you have people that you can do it with. If you don't have those people in your life, then come to the convention. You will meet those people. You will meet like-minded people. I mean, if you think about this, I want you to consciously process this for a minute.